Yeah, we did see that it was Lillian playing with the Shy most of the time and Duke playing with Ning when the two duos were kind of rotating around. Now going straight into the drafts once more, we're going to see IG go for what they've done in Game 2, down to the T, the exact same champion picks. And now's the question, is Lillian going to be a better pilot of Kiana than Ning?
Well, it looks like we're going to find out. First pick for IG once again. Reminder to all those at home, we are in 10.1, but of course Set is still disabled, and it will be disabled until the Wednesday. So exciting to think, but until then, the Aphelios must be banned. And FPX must pick up the Misfortune as their first rotation on red side once again.
Yeah, if you have a Misfortune going over to Puff, that spells a bit of disaster coming in from FPX. I think they're still going to lock it in regardless. And that should prompt another Braum pick, as we've seen for the entire series coming in from IG.
But now I'm curious as to what Puff does in Game 3. It was Varus the option in Game number 2. It was Senna in Game number 1. That was actually open last game. So does he return to that? Do they change their composition or just try and rinse and repeat like what FPX are doing with the Mordekaiser available?
So this is another pretty interesting kind of fake out. Like we were talking about, if you just ban the junglers out and you still have the counter pick, then you can decide where to put the Mordekaiser. It doesn't have to go into a single lane. And that's just one of the greatest benefits of Doinby. Like Doinby, he played, I did a count, I think he did 21 champions in summer. So one of the largest champion pools. And he shared 9 or 10 different flex picks with Gimgoon. That was one of the reasons they were so flexible in the draft. And a big question right now is, is he going to still share that same type of synergy with Khan? Of course, Mordekaiser doesn't really require many mechanics, so that's probably going to be an obvious answer.
No, that's pretty fair. The Renekton is one that comes to mind that they both share as well. So across the year, curious to see what Khan and Doinby can kind of flex between each other. You're right, that was the power of Gimgoon in pick and ban. But for now, we sit on the Mordekaiser. We look closely at the composition of FPX, and they play Jarvan for the 3rd game in a row.
Yep. They need an AD jungle to fill out the ranks, the synergy with the AP Mordekaiser, and also the Cataclysm works very well with the bullet time. Once again, they're likely going to be banning out the Gragas. Probably not the Elise this time, though. Lillian really hasn't been shown to be a very prolific Elise player. Sure. He's very good on Gragas, but I don't think they will go down as far as the Elise.
Lillian was one of the few people actually playing Trundle as well, just as a side note. Doubt we'll see that here, but something to keep in the back of your mind as IG look for their second ban. It is going to be Rise coming through once again away from Doinby.
Yep, they didn't want what happened in Game 1 to happen once more. It's very easy to get ganks off with Rise in the mid lane. I think that's one of the main reasons that you have to take it away from a duo like Doinby and Tien. Now, FPX are just considering Elise is very high priority across multiple leagues in Demacia Cup and Kespa. She's actually still one of the most banned coming into the Korean solo queue, but it's not really a champion that he's known for.
We get rid of Aatrox, though. So at this point, the Shy will be playing a new champion this game no matter what.
Okay, I sense a Vladimir incoming.
Oh, Clement. Don't say that just yet. That's exciting.
I know. Like, Vladimir is the nightmare, the bane of FPX life. Both times that they've dropped games to IG, it was because of the Vladimir incoming from the Shy. So just a note, the Shy has 15 kills on FPX just with his 2 Vladimir games, and that's more than Perks and Caps have dealt to FPX combined during the finals.
Yeah, Clement, sink in your face.
Yeah, like they really know what's coming up. I can feel it in my bones. If the Shy's gonna go for a blind pickable teamfight mage that can 1v9,
it's going to be the Vladimir.
Take no other substitute.
And you're happy to pick it into whatever FPX send to the top lane. The Orianna, another choice here that Rookie played last game, could just rewind and go again. It was an interesting build path there as well, but you don't want to see the Shy on Ornn.
No.
Oh, Clement, I'm sorry, but we're doing what Khan did in Game 1. We've got the Ornn for the Shy.
Never mind.
Or maybe you have Rookie in the mid lane.
I haven't seen a lot of Ornn mids.
I just thought, with Doinby in this series, why not throw it out there?
So, we've seen a lot of Ornns in the support and in the top lane role with the nerf to Conquerors not dealing true damage, and with the new kind of leveling build where you get your Searing Charge to max levels.
Okay.
So we are going to see the Orange just into the top lane. This is a composition, while not fitting my expectations, he's going to allow a lot of room for Puff to actually shine. He has a stable front line this time. Braum and Orianna can create a lot of space, and he should be able to dish out damage.
I would love to see this. New Diana. Now, you said Doomby has been playing a lot of this.
Yep, it's his most played
Show
champion
me.
so far.
Oh,
Whoa.
thank you. Hello, Diana. Doomby adds another champion to his list. We're not even into 2020 yet, Clement. And Doomby's bringing out all stops.
Yeah, this is going to be really fun to watch. Our first Diana after the rework to be spotted here. Now, just to give a little bit of short introduction on the Diana, basically she's more incentivized to go into the thick of things.
Yep.
And a lot of her damage from her passive and her Lunar Rush was moved to her ultimate, which is now her old E. So if she could get the full 5 targets, she gets 740 base damage with a 1.2 AP ratio.
It's
outside of Aphelios, she is the champion that has the most opportunity to one-shot Pentakill.
And if we talk about FPX and IG, how they've been fighting over this series, Diana fits the bill perfectly.
Yes.
A great way to finish off the series and a great way to showcase how Diana is going to sink into the LPL across the split. If Doomby starts it, you better bet that a lot of teams are going to follow by his example.
She is a far better roamer at this point. The build we've been typically seeing has been the Conquerors with Last Stand, which works really, really well with her Pell Cascade, her shielding, keeping her HP, relatively stable even after she's taken a lot of damage because it's a 2-part shield. And with the addition of Lunar Rush pre-6, she's able to do a lot of catches early on, so a much stronger roaming champion.
All right, Clement, we've talked a little bit about how FPX fit the Diana into the composition. Always about that diving, the roaming with Doomby and Tien. Talk to me a little bit about Invictus Gaming and how they're going to be bringing the Ornn on the Shy into this game.
People think that the Shy is this one-dimensional win lane or just implode type of top laner that can only play carries. But the Shy originally, when he got his starting position, he was actually known for Sion and Cho'Gath. He played the tanks extremely well. He really understood how he could trade with them as well. So IG, I think they're going back to something that has been ancient but unforgotten. This is a great team composition to really showcase Puff.
Again, the Wombos there, the build-on-build ultimate that they added with Kiana, the Orianna from last game. Now they have that top lane giant god ram thing. Invictus Gaming bring excitement in their composition, but FPX fire it right back. I'm ready to close this one out. I hope you at home are as well, because IG and FPX, because this is the last time we'll see them in the split, they're going to end it with a bang, and they're going to light up Summoner's Rift here for Game 3.
Just the sound of Wawa and Miller, our Chinese casting counterparts, laughing around with Southwind.
Having a good time. All right. That's what I expect to have here in this game. Standard fan out across the board, but you can see IG, no mucking around. It's straight to the red buff here for Lei Yan for his debut game of 2020 Spring. While Tien, not spotted out at the red buff this time, will be going for the same course.
Lillian has also given them the higher win percentage between himself and Ning during the summer split. So this is something that IG, they probably had in mind coming to it. They could switch around the rosters and make sure that both were performing well. Tien going for the level 2 game.
This is early. Now remember that Diana, I think, started with the Pale Cascade onto Rookie. Bit of extra damage. The trade is there. Tien able to force him out at half health.
Now, really well done by Rookie to just walk away from that. He didn't get to proc his phase rush, but this is going to give such an HP advantage over to Rookie. And Tien's being very persistent.
He's coming back in. He's waited for Lei Yan to disappear. Rookie still has flash, though. So for Tien, he burns his first, gets it out of Rookie. Will now walk away after getting traded back, but you take that summoner. You're a Jarvan.
Yeah, and this is so much disrespect being thrown into Lillian's way. Now, if you look at the wave here, this is going to be very difficult for for Rookie to actually manage, he's actually being frozen upon. There's more minions pushing in to the FPX side, and he's going to need to showcase his 2v2 prowess with Lillian to get that wave to bounce back.
And he has to be careful. He doesn't know which side Tien is going to be. You can see there's a ward towards the top side of River, but Rookie has to play respectful. Even though Lei Yan here going to be pushing towards the blue buff, Tien is nowhere nearby.
I do think Lillian was actually spotted here.
Okay.
If you look at the warding position from FPX, they probably most likely did walk over there. So we're going to see some contact.
You make an assumption. I do want to talk about the runes here from Duembe, but notice Lei Yan has picked up the blue buff. We've forced a couple of summoners down the bottom side. Puff cleanses there. Maybe just for the extra bit of movement speed, but can't catch up to FPX's bottom lane.
Not really sure what happened at the start of the trade, but you do see the collapse and a very good use of the scanner coming in from Lillian. Just making sure he's going into that lane unspotted.
Now, Clement, I do want to come back because I've seen the summoner choice when we have a new champion, essentially, like Diana. Interesting to talk about the choice in runes, rather. If I get a chance, it's a different story. But we've got Conqueror here on the Diana. Makes sense with the ability to constantly proc. The attack speed she now gets off of her passive too.
Yeah, she's much more like a bruiser than she was an assassin in terms of her damage profile. The typical build that we've been seeing has been the ROA. You do get bonus HP scaling onto your PAL Cascade now, so you are actually incentivized to go for a little bit more of a bruiser type build. And
oh, wow, that was perfect
out.
Timing onto Rookie. He teleported in pretty much to almost die.
Yeah, and if you look at that wave position, it's once again going to bounce back. Can Lillian change something here?
I mean, he's done a bit of damage, but the thing is, it's a level 3 Kiana. Not enough at this point, and Rookie is scared to walk in. Tien at half health, and the 2v2 trade continues with Duembe. Not really able to add the damage himself. Pale Cascade comes out, and Lei Yan in a bit of trouble here. Duembe has followed up. Lei Yan has to flash over the wall. The smite will heal him for a bit, but remember, there's no real cooldown on the Lunar Rush anymore. It's minute. Lei Yan has to run up, and this is where Khan is waiting for him.
I felt that play was rather unnecessary from Lillian's part. He just wanted to get some harass, but with FPX, with the summoner's advantage, with how healthy they were, he was forced out of flash, and that's going to lower the chances of them ever getting Rookie back on his feet.
Lei Yan has to pay respect to this brush as well, because he knows Duembe is still here. The poke damage comes out, and Duembe's not going anywhere. Rookie has to either come up or Lei Yan has to leave immediately.
The Shy just, I'm sorry, Lillian just has to go straight back to base. I don't think Orianna can take missing out the way for this long.
Well, Lei Yan is playing super greedy here. Sees that his blue buff is being pulled away. Duembe has cancelled his back as well. The jungler might die here. That's an easy Pale Cascade into the Lunar Rush. You see a Dragon Flag, you see a flash, you see Duembe jumping onto Lei Yan. Gets slowed down, but still finds it with the Q. The flash in from Southwind, they find the trade, which means that FPX will need to get out a 1-for-1, but first blood over to Duembe's Diana.
And IG actually come out ahead in that trade. They sacrificed the jungler, but the mid is now into Duembe's favor. Rookie's favor. Duembe going down after that chase. He does find the kill with the last Lunar Rush, but isn't able to escape out himself. And the hero of that play, also Southwind, coming in from the bot lane with that early roam.
Well, things kick off in the exact manner they have every other game, with an explosive roam, with an explosive 3v3, 4v4. And excited this one has continued form. Duembe will now be coming back to lane. We only see Health Crystal. We've got the Sapphire Crystal there for mana too. So it looks like we might have Clement, maybe Rod of Ages?
Typically the Rod of Ages.
Okay.
You go the Rod of Ages, the Zanyas, and into the Nashers. That's kind of the 3-item combination we've seen most. Rookie doesn't have his flash just yet.
Duembe doesn't have ult either. They're going to go for the dive. Tien hasn't hit him yet underneath turret. This is weird. Chris waiting to take the aggro. Duembe eventually does, but has to jump out himself. This dive is botched, and Tien must leave. Chris must leave. Rookie says, see you later. That was easy.
I'm very surprised that you see Crisp actually being able to Rookie being able to get out of that. Chris didn't throw anything out, and a really important thing to notice is that Rookie never stopped to throw auto attacks. He's like, I'm just constantly going to rotate around my tower, hope that I can dodge everything. And you have to remember, Duembe and Diana, early levels, you don't have the Moonfall anymore. You're not able to apply crowd control.
That's true. Now move to the ultimate. So Rookie survives. IG then move down to the bottom side of the map. They pick up an Infernal to start things off. Actually feels like the first time in this series, IG have had control around the Dragon to pick up the early objective.
And once again, you're seeing a sizable lead starting to form up for Puff. 73 CS over the 63 of LWX. And this is something that we really haven't been seeing that much. Like, Varus recently did get a little bit of a buff towards his poke build.
Yep, bit of cooldown on the Q. Also with Blight, the refund was taken back by a second, but Varus pretty much the same as when we last left him.
Yep, but overall it still has been Misfortune dominating most lanes. Wow, a lot of HP being lost by Khan here.
Well, the Shy, remember, he's maxing Bellows Breath, so he wants to take this. Here we go. The Horn is outside of the Death Realm, so he can't proc it again, has to flash. The Shy will live, but no flash available means Tien's coming in.
This is just such marvelous synergy coming in from Tien. There's no way the Shy can survive this.
Dodge away. The aggro's taken. At least Tien has to flash. That's a small win, but the Shy goes down.
It really seems like the Shy one-on-one has been standing up to Khan perfectly, but just the synergy between junglers has been quite off between Lillian and Ning as well. The last time Lillian went up there, he was basically trying to run for his life.
Yeah. Well, you can see the difference between Ning and Lillian. You can even see the difference between both junglers combined and Tien. It seems that he's got another good start ahead of him. The Caulfield's Warhammer has been picked up after getting that kill, so a lot more damage now on the Jarvan.
Yep, going for the Warriors build. Just a little bit more skirmish potential with the likes of
I don't think you do anything else these days, do you?
We've seen some.
That's a boring build.
Yeah, Cinder Hulk.
Yeah.
And this is a very interesting play. I actually think the strongest macro play on the map right now is if you can go top, just sit there for 6 minutes and snowball double Herald. Because the Herald cooldown is actually very low, and you could get 2 of them.
Still, gold still worth for turret plating. Might have gone down, but still very significant. IG moving everyone to the top side as well. The Shy has stuck around. So where you can see Khan has actually moved to the bottom side of the map. The rest of IG want to commit to this. They want priority over the Herald. They have 5 members towards the top lane right now. While Khan is going to get a free lane, more gold, more turret plating. What's going to be more worth?
That's an interesting macro decision by IG here. They're just saying that, well, if you're going to transfer top lane, we're going to get here before you. But in the meantime, they are sacrificing a lot of resources on the Shy. He's not going to be able to get any of this wave, and that's not a lane that you want to be behind in. After you see Khan get something like the Leandries, he can just punish the likes of Warren very hard.
Already 240 gold here from the turret plating plus the minion waves that he's been cleaning up. And you can see Tien is actually towards Krugs too, just in case the Shy comes back to lane. So there's a lot of power ready to be used when the Shy shows himself.
Yeah, and he's also going to be facing a 1v2 at this point as well, so he has to be very careful. This is pretty interesting for IG and them showcasing their trust in Puff and Southwind as a duo. They're sacrificing the Shy's growth and development just to make sure their soul carry, Puff, is going to be able to stand up in the late game.
It's funny because there were times when for Jackie Love they would do the same thing. IG's identity has evolved but hasn't changed that much. You can see Puff, he's kept up in CS, but he's lost his edge over LWX. The CS margin now only 5. So we'll wait and see what happens. Puff, when he gets the Blade of the Ruin King, that's when the power comes through. That's when him in this side lane becomes a bit more potent for him to build up that advantage again.
Yeah, and talking about IG and their AD carries, they've always had an interesting relation with them. Jackie Love was a very unique AD carry for IG in the fact that he was also one of their main shot callers.
Yeah.
He directed the team a lot of times, and in the mic check, especially for Worlds 2018, you could hear him trying to call the team back from bad plays and everything like that. So it was really weird to see because at the same time, IG were mainly a topside focused team as well. So they had this scenario where Jackie Love was sort of directing, but a lot of times toward the other lane's benefit. Now they're kind of putting that shot calling maybe resources from Southwind and putting it back onto Puff's lane.
Remember, Puff has experience as well, so it's not like you're just throwing a rookie in the deep end and seeing how he's going to go. Puff's been handling the pressure well, but can he handle this dive in the making? Khan has not been spotted here, but is still going to back away as Puff and Southwind disappear.
And we are running dangerously low on that Herald. cooldown. I wonder where they're going to place it. In terms of the macro game, there's something very important with Herald is that it does true damage, so it can ignore bulwark bonuses. What this means, if you overload the top side and you drop a Herald, you're going to be so much stronger than the enemy team that is stacked up in another lane.
Well, it's about to clean house with the mid lane turret as well. Plating goes over, and there goes the first turret of the game. So a bit of gold bonus here for Invictus Gaming, and because that frees up mid, they might be able to contest the Ocean Dragon if they want to walk down.
And that's a play you can only really do with Herald, because if everyone is focused around the turret, it now gets 35 extra armor and magic resistance per stack, and it goes up to 560.
It's insane.
So it's very hard to take a tower these days by doing that type of a play. Usually we've seen, especially TSM really like to do this, they would run their bot lane into the mid lane, get a good trade, and then instantly drop Herald. That and then instantly just chip off the mid turret. That play is a lot harder to do. And I think that opens a lot of plays for Herald. Teams that really understand how to use it, how to overload and trade sides of the map are going to be the biggest benefactors.
Especially when you have two, the reaction to it is a pretty damn important. We got Baron in 6, by the way, but more importantly, we have a Mountainous Rift. So looking across the board, I mean, the Shy's going to love this. You think about Ornn, and you don't even have to press Q anymore. There are so many obstacles in the way. You just press E and you hit a wall. The dream.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for him up into the top lane. I will point out that I really like Khan's itemization right here. He's going straight for the Liandry's Torment. The percent HP is going to help him cut through the Shy a lot easier.
While you are speaking of itemization, Clement, you look at the lane opponent. You see a Liandry's picked up here against the Shy. You also see the Rod of Ages from Doinby has started stacking. So first item for the Diana. Let's see where it goes next, because we've seen a lot of Nashes in the new build like we did in the old one. I've seen a Proto Belt. What else would you expect?
I really see the Zhonya's being the favorite build, especially for this game. You see the main damage is going to be coming from Puff.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep, and you also look at just the Wombo combo potential coming in from the Shy and Rookie. You probably want some stasis effects that can take you out of that.
Just getting a quick look at turret plating here as well. Look at Khan's gold that he received. That was from the bottom side, where he took 3 turrets alone. 3 platings alone, excuse me. That's why he's so far ahead. He's got a CS lead over the Shy. He has that completed item. But right now, we're not seeing the 1v1 between him and the Shy. We're seeing it between Doinby, who has found himself a tasty ram and is willing to take the fight. He's got the same level as the Shy, but still able to push in, keep him busy, while the rest of the team group mid.
Yeah, and you can see very good use of the Merc Treads right there. Oh, Doinby ult.
Okay, so that is the Moonfall. Remember, not E anymore, but Doinby doesn't have enough damage here. This Ornn is 1v1ing a Diana, and the Shy doesn't even need Layan. Flash is burnt out. Layan is looking for the snipe to get the kill.
Don't think he's going to get it. He's going to have to guess at which brush
the alcove play. First alcove play of 2020. Layan is like, brush, alcove.
Finds him.
Oh, but Doinby, no! He didn't know you were there! Oh, he's dead anyway. Doinby's going to say goodnight. And Layan would have walked past him.
Yeah, good kill there coming in from Lillian, just finishing off the play. And what I really want to mention from the Shy in that trade was how many times they actually proc the Brittle. There is no internal cooldown for it, so you can stack multiple Brittle procs off that single play. He got I believe the second proc of Call of the Forge God, and then put on another proc coming in from Searing Charge too. And Ornn is just one of those champions that, even though he's a tank, he has such a massive kill range that you have to respect. It's you know, it starts from like 16% or something on the Bellows Breath, and then it goes even higher for the Brittle.
I mean, tank space stats are always a lot better, and it just shows you how this early in the game, Diana doesn't have that much damage to play with, especially against a tank who's building magic resist.
And he's also, Diana as a champion is also much more reliant on ultimate cooldowns than before. That's something that we could see from the trade. If it was the old Diana, I don't even think Lillian goes there. Lillian's like, yep, I'm going to respect that and just go home.
Well, finds a kill in the end. Also gets the Rift Herald as well. So Invictus Gaming, 2 Rift Heralds this game. They've got a Mountain coming up soon as well. So for Layan to hold onto that Rift Herald, have that power just before the next objective comes up is a big play. As the Shockwave, speak of the devil, perfect combination there from IG. That's the execution we want to see.
All right, Lillian, you're starting blue side from now on.
Well, Clement, one play is good, but not enough to convince me at this point. So that's a great start. That gets Rookie on the board as well on his Orianna, as he's building the same items. So
what we're seeing in the game right now is that FPX are pretty happy to just play a 1-3-1 game.
Yep.
They have two side lane split pushers that really can't be answered on. And IG's going to have to find the opportunities to actually force the issue here. Rookie doesn't have any mana, even though he does have a blue buff. So I don't think they're going to go in super hard here.
I mean, is Doomby truly going to back here? Didn't think so, because Crisp is towards the top side. LWX can just walk there if need be, and Khan has teleport if they want to force. Because Rookie, at the moment, he's too far forward. He has no mana. Even with blue buff, he has to get out.
Yep, and just playing this really calm. You're seeing that FPX are willing to just wave clear, and they're not really forcing the issue. I think a huge problem in Game 1 and Game 2 and why IG were allowed so many backs into the series was because FPX just hard forced when they didn't really need to. So we're seeing a little bit more control being displayed by the championship team.
As you would hope for at this point. I want to bring your eyes at the moment, though, to the Mountain Dragon that has spawned. And Invictus Gaming trying to move around it as Chris goes in. That's a perfect ulti. Great execution once again. Cataclysm on top of the Shy. Shockwave is in the pit, though. And Tien gets destroyed. Clement says goodnight. And now we say hello. There's Call of the Forge God, which is nice from the Shy. But he has to run for his life as Khan takes him into the Death Realm, looking for the 1v1. He flashes on top of him. Khan's going to take him out, but now he's in the middle of two players. Puff gets taken down desperately low, but survives and picks up the kill. It's a 3-for-3 trade. In the end, FPX might have to shove.
And once again, I think FPX just displays that they're the superior team because they have the better setups. That was a deep ward right behind IG's only path toward the Mountain Drake. They collapse in 3 positions, Diana coming from the back, and also a great ultimate from outside of vision coming in from LWX over the wall. Perfect setup. Look at the amount of vision that they have in that battlefield.
There's a reason why Crisp and LWX love this combination. It starts off with the explosion of Lei Yan.
Yeah, and just watch Puff. I feel so bad for him because he can't really find his way into the team fight whatsoever. Diana forces him out early, and then Khan has this big bad death realm where he doesn't really know what the HP values are. He kind of respects it, tries to go for Rookie, and in the end, he's very ineffective in this team fight. Also burns a lot of summoners, so I feel like FPX, even though they're very superior in the 1-3-1 element, with all of these summoners burned from key players, they can now go in and just force a straight-up 5v5. Look at the cooldowns for Flash on Tien. Look at it on Doinby. If they flash together, Puff is just dead.
Yeah, that's right. And Doinby has his ult back up after the fight as well. Moonfall's cooldown, really not that much. You're looking at a level 12 Dino, so 90 seconds plus cooldown reduction that is starting to get built for the mid laners. So Doinby showcasing a bit here on the Diana, moving into the mid game, going to be a hell of a lot stronger when he gets towards that second item. And especially since we're now on the cusp of yet another mountain, closer towards the Dragon Soul, and Baron now standing right in front of them.
That team fight should teach IG a couple things about their composition. Number one, they're a pitch battle 5v5 team fight. They really need to get their foot set up before FPX challenges them into a fight. And they should be thinking about grouping faster before objectives, trying to arrive before the scene, and really allowing that front line to do the work for them.
Rifthold channeled to the bottom lane. Doomby is going to trade here, which won't be hard. Should be able to shove out the wave and continue forward. But Gold still at dead even here, just past the 20-minute mark.
This says 100% kill participation. However, he is a Jarvan, so I don't really think that counts.
Is that actually what it says?
It does say so.
So a bit of comedy there from the advertisement.
It's way too easy to just get a bunch of assists on Jarvan. You drop the flag and my job is done.
Colonel looks a lot more robotic this year, Clement, don't you think? Before he had, a bit more...
Hey, AI just keeps on getting better.
He's not even doing thumbs up anymore. He's just doing thumbs to the side. Yeah, maybe it is. Thumbs across. The Colonel can't pick a side. It's always impressive to see.
His graph clearly favors FPX.
Yeah, but his thumbs don't.
A couple things I want to see here is if Puff is going to consider going into the QSS. Now, just to mention here, Cleanse doesn't actually take you out of Death Realm, because Death Realm is considered a, what is it? The word starts with an S.
A section. You don't ask me.
Okay. It's the same effect that Impale does, like the Skarner does.
Oh, suppression.
Yeah, it counts as suppression, so you can't get rid of it with cleanse. You have to go for the QSS.
Yes. And QSS, look, at this point, you're right. We'll keep an eye on Puff because he's got his 2 items now. This is the perfect time to look for that 1,300 gold, pick up the QSS, and keep himself safe.
Yeah, that's the S word I was looking for. Suppression.
Thank God it was that and not something else. I do want to check up on items a little bit closer because the Shy has both his upgraded items at the moment. Hasn't gotten to 14 to give it to someone else just yet. But Rookie, 2 items as well. Spellbinders once again in the Orianna build. I didn't get a closer look on what he built last game as his 3rd item, but this is a start for me. Because remember, old Orianna, it was all about the Luden's Echo first into something like a Zhonya's or a supportive items if you want to do Rylai's 4th or 5th as a final destination. He's picked up a null magic resist.
Yeah, this build is much more about poke kiting. I think he's going to go for the Banshees next, rather than it is for raw damage.
Well, that makes sense. Thank you, says TN once again. And now Puff has a Blade of the King.
It's called Might of the Rune King.
Ah, yes.
There we go.
There's some cool names for it. I got to write it down at some point. All I know is Frozen Fist.
Yeah, there's a couple items that... Oh, wait a minute. Southwind has found the tag.
Oh, no.
Never mind.
Puff can't land the ultimate onto Doomby. Now, that is a big cooldown at this stage of the game. Tien is here, but on a ward. Dead is he. 15 seconds before Dragon with a Baron also standing right there.
Yep, thanks for Yoda casting right there. And Tien, a little bit weird on the positioning. I like what IG were doing right there. They saw that Khan was still not across the river, so they had enough time to just fish for a catch, basically, and they found it.
But will they fund the fight here as well? They have all 5 members. The Shy zoning Khan at this point, and this is the member you really want to stop. If he takes Lei Yan into the Death Realm, it could all be over. Khan gets knocked up there, but that's 4-man Moonfall. Doomby says hello to the skies, jumps back on the Shockwave to bring him through.
How is nobody
dead? He will die eventually because he doesn't have enough damage at the moment. IG survive, even though LWX threatens him. They have to leave, though, away from the Baron buff.
That Circlet of the Iron Solari just saved the game right there. That should have been a straight-up team wipe coming in from FPX. The perfect combo, but great itemization choice by Southwind. He pops the shield, keeps everyone alive, and they actually turned that.
Somehow, some way, after what was a huge ultimate from Doomby.
Oh, so that's not upgraded. It's just Locket at this point, but... No, still point still taken. Very good itemization coming in from Southwind.
I mean, it would have been the difference maker at this point as well. But we're just right back into fighting. That's a teleport burn towards the bottom side. The Shy is coming in fast with ultimate almost available. FPX have to leave. They give over the second mountain to Invictus Gaming.
And that was a smart move by FPX. Diana was still a ways off to joining that team fight. They recognize even though there was a lot of ultimates used from IG, they're not going to be able to contest this one.
Okay, so in a game like this, when you give yourself Mountain Dragon, Clement, I look across and I say, who's the tankiest? A question to be asked a little bit later is, I'm ready to see this again.
Yeah, this was a really cool play. You could see Diana going in, getting forward, but all the shielding happening from Southwind keeps his team alive, and a great cleanse flash from Puff. Another stun coming in from Lillian, and they lock down Doiby. He's not able to get a single auto attack off to finish off Puff. That was amazing to watch. That was one of the best defenses I've seen.
Again, Puff and Southwind, mainly Southwind in that play. Stepping up huge. But also, Clement, you look at Doomby, who had the Zhonya's Hourglass at that point. If he was 10 minutes down the track, if he was an extra item along, that could have been a massive ultimate that cleans him before he has the chance to respond. So
yeah, if you're looking at Diana, she still has massive late game potential. Very well in the scaling department. Her AP ratios are absolutely crazy. And in that team fight, you get you start off with, like, I think, 0.6, and then you get 0.15 for every extra member hit. So that was well over a 1 AP ratio ultimate there.
Big. Doomby scaling up the levels, although he didn't find the kills that he wanted. He's still progressing nicely towards his third item, which is going to be the Nash's Tooth. You can see at the top lane as well, Khan actually able to pick up his Rylai's as well. But forget items for now, because it's all about Baron. Invictus Gaming pressuring around, trying to hold on to mid, while FPX are able to push in, get some of the vision contention back around Baron buff.
Just looking at the builds right here, we're going to see Puff actually go for the Hex Trinket. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's all in. That Supreme Display of Talent only hits Doinby. Another key ultimate used a bit early.
Yep, enough to stop the, enough to create a disengage away from FPX's composition, however. So it did its purpose.
True. But what happens now with Supreme Display of Talent down? FPX have to shove in the top lane. They've equalized mid lane.
I don't think it's wise for Lillian to go in on this one. Yeah, because in a 1v2 gank like that, Mordekaiser just takes you to Death Room and pounds your jungler to death.
True. It's never a 2v1 with Mordekaiser.
That's one of the reasons he's so good in competitive is it's very difficult to tower dive him. And that creates a lot of macro headaches for the enemy team.
At the very least, he's going to be trading off at this point, especially with how fed Khan is at this game. But look at where Tien is. He might have to disappear. That's going to be Shockwave coming in. He flashes over. He doesn't have flag and drag. That's a big pick right in front of Baron. IG now have the man advantage.
And that was such a surprising pick. Usually you don't see the Orianna with Spellbinders. He just procs that. I don't think he even was on max stacks, but extra movement speed allowed to get him in.
Chris still wants to fight with the man advantage down here. He might have actually gone in without his team's consent. Heal's going to come through with a summoner down, with Crisp almost dead. Can they find anything? Ultimate is stopped by LWX, and IG are running to kill FPX. Khan is dead next. Supreme Display of Talent doesn't hit because he's in the Death Realm, but Puff kills him in it. Triple kill for the AD carry again. It's Baron time.
Yeah, and I don't really know what the shot calling was from FPX. It seemed really weird for them to then engage on IG without a member. They just straight up went.
Anyway.
Yeah.
They pay for it. They pay the iron price, it seems. Baron's going to go down. Purple buff for all as LWX can do nothing but pick up a mid turret, get the red buff, watch as now he has to defend against Invictus Gaming, who are 4K gold ahead and primed after this last fight.
So let's just look at how this catch actually happened from Tien. He does have vision here, but Rookie just pops that Spellbinders. He's going in so fast. Oh my god, I can't believe that one actually worked. And a little bit unfortunate that Tien used his flag to get vision. And now Chris makes a weird move here. Look at where Mordekaiser is on the map. He's nowhere close to the action. They think that they could just burst out Lillian, but oh, that was so unfortunate. He actually tags Southwind instead. It always goes to the latest target that you've hit.
That's right.
Oh, so that was just a bit of bad luck on their part, but a very costly part of it.
Well, now they're fighting again. They've run up the mid lane. Doomy's caught out. The Diana has to flash away, and he's dead. Cataclysm will come through, but at this point, FPX can do nothing but run. They will trade lane on the back end, but because the numbers are equal, IG continue to push up mid.
Yeah, there's 4 major ultimates down. IG are looking to close in on the game.
And that's the charge. That's the shockwave. Khan will bring him into the death realm, but at this point, it's just to buy time. The Shy still able to kill him in it. The second time that's happened for Khan. IG know these are big death timers. They know they might be able to end the game.
46 seconds for Khan. This is going to be a 4v4. Jungler gone from IG, but they still have a lot of firepower with Puff and Rookie on the roster.
Well, this is their last stand, it seems. Baron Buff doing the work. Here comes Spellbinds again. Rookie gets flashed on. Misfortune! That's all you need. Game goes on.
And just a reminder, you can crit on that.
Oh, Clement, what I care right
now
is what Doomy's going to do. Moonfalls and 3 members. In comes Chris to follow up as well. Puff flashes back though. Cleanses is still alive. Look at Puff. The new 80 carry does enough damage. That's 2. That's 3. Count it with me, ladies and gentlemen. That's Invictus Gaming.
Only Khan now to save the base from being pushed down. This is going to be a 3v1 situation. Khan doesn't have his ultimate. We're going into round 3, ladies and gentlemen.
But they've still got the Baron buff. The minions are there to help force. Here comes Call of the Ford God. The Ram doesn't land. But Khan draws in the Nethergrass. He has the ultimate soon, but it might not be enough. Layan sends in the ulti, destroys him. And FPX last member is down. Invictus Gaming take it all the way to the Nexus. They take down the 2019 World Champions in the first series of the Spring 2020 split.
Revenge from IG completed. They're reminding everyone that even with their summer split, even with their semifinals defeat, there is more than one champion.
they did so damn well. You're right, it is a breakout, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely is. I would love to go back into that game and kind of see how that started with the catches onto Doinby, but they just happened so fast. And for this one, I really think that this is a textbook game on how to defend a 1-3-1.
Yeah.
You could see, IG a lot of times they did give up their first towers, but they did group up, try to find catches. They never allowed single pushes past their second-tier towers, and they just held on until the time came to them.
Just a reminder to you that Ornn is great at damage in the early game. The Shy and Rookie essentially did the same damage in what was a 32-minute game.
Yeah, but I will say the Shy was basically wailing on Khan, who had Conkers as well, and they just traded a lot of damage.
Look,
that doesn't really count.
I don't care. That was a magnificent way to close out that game. I got everything I wanted out of FPX IG, the highs, the lows, and kind of a taste of what IG looked like with this new bottom lane that we keep talking about, that there is already synergy built up there. They're assimilating really nicely into the IG roster, and that Lei Yang can step up to the table when need be, when Ning maybe can't.
Yeah, I think looking at this overall, you're saying to yourself two things. The supporting cast from IG is likely been upgraded.
Yeah.
Ning was very unstable in summer, to say the very least. And now with Lei Yang in, able to fill up that Qiyana hole, she's incredibly important in the meta at this point. She's almost a must-ban on the red side. So for them to be able to have someone pilot it, that is huge in terms of the meta. Rookie can play it as well. That gives him flex potential. And also Southwind. I really want to say, I felt like Southwind's blocks onto the Misfortune ultimate, his
every game.
Iron Locket timing was so clutch in that one as well. And he might be an upgrade over Ballin.
He's been in the LSPL since 2015. He's got the experience. They've showcased it here. Invictus Gaming 2-1 over FPX. That was only the first series of the LPL. Right after this, we're going to be returning with LGD and LNG in a short sec.